The massage therapist asked for a 5-star review right after sexually assaulting his client, and that wasn't even the worst part. On May 13, a woman in Kaohsiung went in for what seemed like a routine massage at a shop in Renwu district. The back massage was normal. The lymphatic drainage along her arms was fine. Then he told her to turn over. When he reached her underarms, his hands moved. She thought maybe it was part of the technique, until he pressed down on her breast. Then he did it again. Then his entire hand was on her chest, squeezing. She froze. Not because she didn't understand what was happening, but because her nervous system did. That freeze response, the one researchers say is the most common reaction during sexual assault, locked her in place. She couldn't scream. She couldn't move. She just kept talking to him, pretending nothing was wrong, because that's what her brain decided would keep her safest in that moment. When the session ended, he asked her to leave him a 5-star review. Then he said something that made the whole thing unbearable. He told her he had a daughter her age. A father. With a daughter the same age as the woman whose body he'd just violated. And he thought mentioning that would somehow make the interaction feel normal. She went home and broke down. Her boyfriend convinced her to report it, even though she didn't want to relive it. She knew what would happen next. The shop would deny it, the evidence wouldn't be enough, the case might go nowhere. And she was right about the first part. When she contacted the business, an employee told her the manager was asleep and they'd deal with it tomorrow. No urgency. No alarm. Just a woman calling about something uncomfortable, and a staff member who clearly didn't want to handle it. It wasn't until she posted the story publicly on Threads that the manager called to apologize. Not because the assault mattered, but because the publicity did. This is not an isolated case. In 2017, investigators found that over 180 clients had filed sexual misconduct complaints against massage envy locations across the United States. The BBC uncovered more than a dozen criminal cases in the UK where offenders used the massage industry to access and assault clients. Legal experts say perpetrators in this space are often repeat offenders who understand exactly what they're exploiting: the vulnerability of a client lying face down, half naked, in a private room, with someone whose touch is supposed to be therapeutic. The moment that trust is weaponized, the client's options collapse. Fight back against someone stronger? Scream in a soundproofed room? The freeze response isn't weakness, it's the brain's ruthless calculation of survival odds. The woman from Kaohsiung is moving forward with a police report, even knowing she might lose. She's not asking for money. She just wants him to stop. Because she knows if she doesn't come forward, there's a next woman. Maybe one who looks like his daughter. The question isn't why she froze. The question is why a man who says he has a daughter thought any of this was acceptable, and why a business didn't treat her call like the emergency it was until the internet forced them to care.